Good morning, everybody. Pleasingly, we had more than 9,700 people come forward and get tested, and we did get that bump we normally do this time of week for extra people coming forward and getting tested, and we say thank you, but please keep this up, especially as restrictions are eased tomorrow. We desperately need everybody who has the mildest symptom to come forward and get tested, and please know that many of us will need to get tested multiple times. If you have a symptom and you get tested and you're negative, in a few weeks' time you might feel unwell again, you need to come forward and get tested again. Do not just assume that once you get tested and it's negative that you are cleared. Quite the contrary. If you develop symptoms at a later date, you do need to come forward and get tested again, so please make sure you do that. But as I was saying, even though more than 9,700 people got tested, we had 4 cases overnight. They're all identifiable at this stage. There's one that there's an extra bit of homework being done on how they may have acquired the disease, and one is from northern New South Wales, and so further details will be released on the heat map and publicly during the day, but only 4 cases overnight, and one is from regional New South, one is at least from regional New South Wales. Again, I wanted to stress tomorrow that as we ease restrictions, it's more important than ever. In fact, it's more important over this weekend than last weekend to maintain social distancing, because there'll be more people out and about. There'll be more people doing different things, and for the first time in a long time, people will be out of the house for recreation purposes, and that means we all have to be vigilant. Don't assume because you're out and about with people you know that you can relax on the social distancing. You can't. Be careful when you're near surfaces. Avoid touching surfaces. Avoid any physical contact, of course, but just be careful. Think about everything you do, and think about how you might act when you're visiting, if you're visiting someone vulnerable or someone of a certain age who might have an underlying medical condition. These are all extra precautions we need to take, and we're recommending that everybody download the COVID Safe app. We need to get our testing numbers up every single day, including weekends. We need everybody to download the COVID Safe app, and we need everybody to make sure they're undertaking good hygiene. Wash your hands before and after you do anything, and make sure you socially distance when you're out and about. As has been reported this morning, we've ensured now that pubs and clubs fall into the same category as restaurants and cafes. But can I stress, and the industry has been very, very productive and constructive during these discussions, we appreciate that many large venues won't be viable and won't choose to open, but it's only up to 10 people per venue. So even if there's multiple rooms or multiple facilities in a venue, it's only up to 10 people in one venue. Now, obviously, as time goes on, we'll continue to work with industry, all industries, to see what the advice of health experts is and what the case numbers look like, to see if we can move forward in New South Wales in perhaps a different way that's being moved forward in other states. But we do need to take these smaller steps forward. We can't just really go any further at this stage, because there's a lot of activity already happening at the moment, and we need to make sure we collect good data on what that extra level of activity means, to make sure that the extra cases, which we will undoubtedly get, are manageable. And I want to stress that. Please don't expect the handful of cases we're getting every day to continue next week and beyond, because the increase in activity does mean extra cases, and it does mean we need extra people coming forward to get tested. That is so important. I can't stress that enough. And if people have been asking me the last few days, are you worried about what Friday and beyond might look like? Of course we are. Of course I am. Because we need to make sure that everybody practices good social distancing. But I'm also heartened because as we've come together, the results we've been able to achieve in New South Wales have been absolutely unbelievable. I mean, to get from 200 and something cases a day down to a handful, very few places on the planet have been able to do that. And so I'm really heartened by the goodwill the community's demonstrated, and I'm confident, I'm quietly confident that we'll be able to demonstrate that discipline moving forward. Can I also stress one thing before I hand over to Dr. Chant and to the Minister for Police, is please make sure where you can to book ahead or ring ahead. Don't just go and line up outside a venue. If you are lining up to potentially eat inside a venue, please make sure you maintain social distancing. The irony is we don't want people spreading the disease as they're waiting outside in a queue. So whether you're going going shopping for groceries or going shopping for something else, or you're waiting potentially to eat in a venue, but we recommend at this stage where you can to ring ahead or go online to make a booking. Please be careful when you're standing in a queue. The last thing you want is to get the disease or spread the disease as you're waiting in a queue for a service or to purchase something. So just be mindful of crowds, be mindful of what you're doing. Don't touch surfaces unless you absolutely have to, and just be extra cautious. Assume you have the virus or someone you're coming into contact with has the virus. I'm very pleased this morning to also be joined by the Minister for Police, and Deputy Commissioner Warboys has been with us most mornings as well, and the police have done an outstanding job in very difficult circumstances. We've had to move very quickly. Normally it would take months and years to bring in some of the different restrictions or laws, and the police have managed, I think, in a very outstanding way, very difficult circumstances. And the Minister for Police today will be outlining some extra resources the New South Wales Government and the New South Wales Police are putting into cybercrime. Given online activities has increased substantially, Minister for Police, Minister Elliott, will outline in greater detail some positive work the New South Wales Police are doing to protect our citizens in that respect. So I'll ask Dr Chant to give her daily update, and then Minister Elliott will present the extra initiative. And can I just say to everybody, thank you for what you've done to date. Let's keep the discipline going. Let's use the opportunity from tomorrow's restrictions ease to demonstrate that we can continue to move forward in New South Wales. If we get the restrictions right, if all of us do the right thing, we won't have to go backwards. We never want to go backwards. We always want to take steps forward in an appropriate way, and we'll do that together with the best advice from our health experts. Thank you.